Here's how to divide polynomials by monomials. What does this even mean? Well, a monomial, mono isn't that, mono means one. So a monomial is basically just something like this, because there's only one term here. A term is basically just a clump of letters and numbers, like right here. But this part up here, this is a polynomial. And this is a polynomial because we have multiple clumps of numbers and letters. Actually, we have two of them. We have one right here, and then plus, and then we have one right here. So this is a polynomial. So how do we divide these? And yes, this is division. Just to clear up any confusion, fractions are the same thing as division. All we have to do is take what's at the bottom here and divide it to each term. So we would divide it from here and divide it from here. And we'll do that separately. So if you want to visualize it this way, we can go ahead and split this up into two different fractions. So we're going to have in our first fraction 24 x to the fourth y to the third over 3x squared. And then because we have a plus sign here, it's going to be plus. If it was a minus sign, it would be minus 6x to the third y over 3x squared. And now for each fraction, what we can do with a fraction is cross out the same thing if it's on the top and the bottom. So first of all, can we cross out any numbers here? Well, I mean, you might be able to say no because we have a 24 at the top and a 3 at the bottom, but we can just do division. 24 divided by 3 is 8. So we're going to have 8 at the top. Or another way you could have thought of that is 24 is the same as 3 times 8. And now we have a 3 at the top and a 3 at the bottom. So they cross out. And now can we cross out any letters here? Because we can cross out variables as well. Well, I'm noticing that we have x squared here. That's 2 x's. And we also have 4 x's up here. So what we can do is we can cross out to get rid of this bottom part. We can take out these 2 x's. And then we take out 2 of them from up here. So we had 4 of them. Now we only have 2. So this is going to be 8 x squared y to the third. The y to the third stays the same because we don't have any y's at the bottom here, so we don't have anything to cross out. So it just stays the same. And now let's go ahead and look at this other fraction here. Here we have 6 divided by 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. So we're going to have plus 2. Or you could have thought of this as splitting this up between 3 and times 2, and the 3's cancel out, just leaving us with 2. And now we're going to do the same thing here. We have 2 x's at the bottom here, and we have 3 up here. So we can cross out 2 from the bottom and 2 from the top. So this 3 is going to become 1. So there's only one x left, so we're just going to put x. We don't have to put x to the 1 because to the 1 doesn't even do anything. We'll just leave it as x. And then we have y here, and there's nothing we can do with that. This is our final answer right here. We can't do anything with this because they're not like terms. You can't add them together if they don't have the same amount of letters and the same letters. So our final answer is 8x squared y to the third plus 2xy. All right, here's another example. If you'd like, go ahead and pause the video, try to solve this one for yourself, and then unpause and see how you did. All right, so it's going to be the same thing. We have 2 terms here at the top and just 1 at the bottom. So we can split this up into 2 different fractions and deal with them separately. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to have 28a squared b to the fifth, and it's going to be over 4a squared b. And then this time we're going to put a minus sign in between the fractions because we have a minus here. And then it's going to be 4a to the third b to the sixth over 4a squared times b. All right, so let's look at this first fraction here. We have 28 divided by 4. 28 divided by 4 is 7. So we're going to have 7 here at the top of our fraction. And now let's go ahead and look at the letters. Well, if we look at the a's first, we have 2 a's at the bottom, and we have 2 a's at the top. Well, we can cross both of those out, because if they're at the top and the bottom of a fraction, they cancel out. So these are both going to cross out, and we're not left with any a's left. So we're not going to put any a's here. And then finally, we have 1b at the bottom. I know that there's not an exponent here, but when there's not an exponent, that means it's just 1. So this is 1b, and we have 5 up here. So we can cross out 1b from the top and the bottom. So we'll cross out 1 here, and then this one will become a 4. Now we only have 4 left, and that'll transfer down here. All right, the minus sign is going to carry over. And then we have 4 divided by 4. Well, that's just 1. So these cancel out, actually. And we're not going to write the number 1 because it's pointless to write the number 1 because anything times 1 is itself. Now let's look at the a's here. We have 2 at the bottom, just like before, but this time we have 3 at the top. So we're going to cross out the 2 at the bottom, and we had 3 of them. Now we're only going to have 1 of them, because 3 minus 2 is 1. But a to the 1 doesn't mean anything, right? It just means a. So we're going to put just a. And now we have b to the 6th over b. So we're going to cross out the b at the bottom and cross out one of the b's from the top. We had 6, now we're only going to have 5. So we're going to have b to the 5th. And remember, we can't combine these because they don't have the same letters and the same exponents on them. So this is our final answer, 7b to the 4th minus a b to the 5th. So there you go. You now know how to divide a polynomial by a monomial. But this actually only works if you have a monomial at the bottom. What if you had something like this, where you have a polynomial at the top, but you also have a polynomial at the bottom? Well, to do that, we're going to need to use long division. So if you want to learn how to do that, then you can watch this video right here. And as always, if you have any questions about this video, go ahead and leave it in the comments and I'll be sure to answer your question. Thanks for watching.